All right, I'm back on. Let's see what Tario is. Let's see what going on. What going on? What's up, everybody? Tapping in. All right, there go Ajani. There go Tario. All right, perfect. I'm trying to accept you. Okay, there we go. So, okay. And let's see if Tario. There we go. We back on,
Great.
baby.
We back
Let's go.
on. We back
Let's
on.
go.
All right,
All right.
Anthony. Hey Jordan, give the introduction again one more time for the
Oh,
people who
yes,
just
yes.
jumped off the
So,
live.
of course, Ajani is here, amazing singer,
Thank you.
songwriter extraordinaire. She's on tour right now all over the world. Y'all might catch her in Spain or England or somewhere crazy like that. But she's a New York City native, amazing singer, and she is here with us. She's an indie artist. She's got albums out. Y'all go check her out. But we got some questions that we need answers to tonight, and she's also a part of Church Girls Love R&B, the live experience New York
Yeah.
City, which is on what, the 4th?
January 4th. January 4th.
Next week in New York City is going down. She will be there doing her thing. So, Tario, you take the street. You got
All right, listen, Ajani, real quick, because I had did my little research real quick. So I was like, where's she from? So it came back, the research came back, say, you from the Bronx.
Come on, bro. You from the Bronx?
The boogie down.
The boogie down.
Yes.
So tell us about what was it like growing up in the Bronx? Give us a little back history on that.
What was it like?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good question. I never thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Run it back.
it was pretty cool actually. The only thing I might say that was a little sketchy was going to school. Like we had metal detectors young.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, they were.
That's how it was in the movies. I always
it's
thought
really
I
like
always
that.
New
Yeah.
York is,
Yeah. I'm trying to think if it was middle school. I'm trying to think, but definitely high school. Metal
so it was
detector.
necessary though.
Yeah,
it
was.
Okay, wow.
It was necessary, but jumping, all of that stuff was like really, really popular when I was going.
Yeah.
But outside of that negative, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Tell us a little bit about Green Pastures Baptist Church.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, we own it.
We own it now.
My home church. I grew up there. I don't think I ever joined.
Wow.
I never
You ain't get
joined.
baptized there?
I did it all, but I just never walked up and said, I want to be a part. I was born.
Yeah, you born in it.
For sure. My grandfather was a pastor at one time, and then when he passed away, my father became the pastor. So
wow.
I'm PK.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
and I saw too. I know that you're.
No.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying I've been there mostly all of my life.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. I know that your dad was a musician and a choir director and all of those great things.
More
than
I got a chance any of that. Yeah, a phenomenal singer.
What?
My dad. Y'all didn't see him on Kanye's documentary?
That's what I was gonna say. But I saw him on there. But I didn't know he sang too. I didn't know he did that.
I get everything from him.
That's where it's from. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And my mom sings down too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man.
This starting to make sense now.
Yeah. She's got it honest. She's got it honest, man. That's what's up.
Oh, there goes my mom right there.
Hey,
Mom.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Mom. So look, let me ask you this. Can you tell some folk that are independent artists, what are some of the hardships that you've gotten through or things that you deal with that, could have destroyed your whole thought process on wanting to continue to be an indie artist, but you kept going? What are some ways that, you got through some of those things and what keeps you going?
Comparison, like, kill that.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the first things.
We talked about that yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, if God wanted us all to be the same, he would have made us all the same. Right. And if you look at some of the greatest ever, none of them are the same. Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, you talked about Mary. There's no duplicate of these people, Donnie McClurkin. Like, it's just so vast, and you don't want to compare yourself, because it just kind of tears you down at the end of the day. It takes away from what God has given you. You know what I mean? So comparison, I had to kill that early. I did it for a long time. As you know, I was a part of Lavray, the gospel group.
One of my favorite groups, man. I miss y'all.
Thank you.
So dope.
We miss y'all.
Yeah.
To be honest, we miss
on and off the stage. They was killing it.
We miss it for sure.
Stellas that year with that white on. You remember that year?
I didn't even know who they was. I just was like, who is the group? I was like, who is the group with the white on? I need a picture.
With the white on.
Yeah, I had never heard of y'all. And that was such a great introduction because, you know, in this genre, in that genre for sure, like that's what it's about. You know, you make a statement and you guys look great. And then you were also talented. It was just like, it was perfect, man. It was perfect. So I do miss y'all, but go ahead. You was in a group.
No, I was going to say, we were compared a lot, you know, even within the group, not only with other groups, but within our group, we were compared towards each other, and it kind of pulled us apart. And if you really think about it and listen to us, none of us sound the same. We blend well, but everybody is so different. And I think that comparison, I might be the first to even say this publicly, but it kind of pulled us apart. And after a while, we felt like our callings and our sounds just wasn't going to work together.
Got you.
But looking back at it, I disagree strongly.
I do too. I disagree.
It was like the Avengers, like it worked together perfectly. So comparison, is a big no-no, and it's saved me, like as I've matured, to kind of just throw that out. You know?
That's cool. And so getting past the comparison and, you know, becoming a solo artist, tell me how that journey has been. Do you enjoy this? How are you feeling about what you're doing now? You know what I'm saying? Let the people know. Yeah, you running your own show.
I love it. Running your own show is very hard.
Come on.
I'm sure you know, right? You do a great job. At one point, I hit your wife up like, yo, what is he doing?
Man,
how can I become a part? Because you're blazing.
We don't know. Thank you.
But I think touring with her, honestly, was a blessing when I started creating my Project Fawn, because each city that we stopped in, before I would get there, I would connect. I even connected with you. Like, before I got to your city, I was like, yo, like, I want to work. So I was building my project as we were touring on one of like her second tours with Bryson Tiller. And by the end of the tour, I had a project. I actually had 2 projects.
Oh, that's
so I started mixing and mastering, and I just put it out real quick when we stopped touring. Then I was able to do some dates. And then COVID happened.
Oh, gosh.
But I would even say that was a blessing. It taught me a lot as a solo artist. You got to push yourself. And it definitely taught me where my work ethic is falling short. I'm sure a lot of people experience that. So it just taught me to push a little bit harder. Honestly, right now as a solo artist, I've changed so much. And Instagram wants you to feel like you got to keep putting out. You got to keep pretending to be one way. You know what I mean? And I was just talking to an artist about this today. I mean, I done shaved all my hair off. Like, my life has completely changed. I just did a world tour with Coldplay.
Wow.
So I didn't even have a chance to, like, really work on my own stuff. So lately I've really just been taking it in. And sometimes artists miss that part too, because they're just trying to be on top, trying to keep up with everybody else. And I've learned to just live life so you can have something to talk about.
That's good.
You know what I mean? Your music. So
that's
kind of where I am right now. I mean, I have records. It's just I need to make sure that it's honest with where I am and what I want people to know about my journey. Because I do, even though I'm doing R&B, I still want to encourage people, and I am still a critic. Like I still have a message to give. You know, so I don't want to just throw out records, you know, just to throw them out there. But yeah,
I
that's where
think
I'm
that,
at right now.
yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's a great place to be in,
Yeah,
sis. And I think that right now you may not, even if you don't know it, you're building up situations to write about.
absolutely,
Things are happening in your life, and so I think the next time you go hit the studio, or the next time you start working on that album, you're gonna have plenty of material. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
Yeah,
And so, and I love the fact too that you said that even though you're singing R&B, you still want to encourage people. And I think that that's still ministry too. I'm not a minister. You wouldn't call yourself a minister, but I think that what the gift that God has given us is to
yeah,
inspire also. You
yeah.
know, you're inspiring. I'm sure there's tons of women that are on here right now and girls on here that look up to you.
Definitely.
And same with me and same with Tario, so our goal, I believe, as Christians is to inspire people, not just to know who God is, that's the main thing, but to inspire people to be better people through Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. So I love what you do. I love what you're
Thank
saying. Tario, you got any
I
more
got,
questions? 'Cause
I
we
got
got
some
the
more
good stuff.
questions.
I'm just asking stuff that I actually already know about you, but I'm just letting people know.
All right, Audrey, I got a question for you. Jordan brought up something. He said that you as a female, speak to that. Like, what's the difficulty? Because we hear it all the time, but we never had like a formal discussion of like what's the difficulty being, first of all, a female, but also being an independent artist.
Being a female. Woo!
Uh-oh. Woo!
And be real.
Um,
Keep it real. Keep it real.
Yeah, you keep
I
it real on here.
I
We
have
good.
to. It's crazy. I had this conversation today.
Right.
You don't really know who you can trust because dudes don't want to send the files unless there's some type of emotional connection or
Wow.
unless they, you know,
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
whatever they want. And I struggle with that. Even with writers, like male writers, I was trying to get my project up off the ground or started, and they just literally told me, if I can't sit on the phone with you and connect with you, if we have no connection, then I can't work with you.
Wow.
And
Wow.
at the time, I didn't believe that I could write music, like R&B music, because I was freshly coming out of a gospel group.
Out of your group, yeah.
We're told we just can't ever cross over.
Right.
So it was a big fear for me. But what's crazy is I started writing songs with no tracks.
Yeah.
Just straight off the head. And then I met Brick Liam.
Yeah, Brick.
Shout out to Brick.
Yeah. My brother Brick, he introduced me to Dammy, which was his producer.
Okay.
And it just clicked.
Yeah.
Dammy was in a relationship with his fiance at the time.
Okay.
He was a God-fearing man, and it just clicked right there. He was the only producer who could produce to a record that was already written.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was just like God brought that together. He basically produced the whole project. He's
super dope, man. Shout out to him. I spoke with him like about a few months ago, and I saw that he had moved back to where he was from.
Yes.
And I admired him because I think it was super dope that he's a producer that can, like you said, produce to melodies, produce to a song that's already written.
Yeah.
That's a gift. You know what I mean? And you have to have real musicianship to do that. And so shout out to him, man. Y'all made some amazing records, amazing albums. The music sounds great, and hopefully we'll get some more music from you. Like, I'm trying not to ask what's going on, but you kind of telling us what's happening.
I told you I definitely have.
All right,
I'll send it to you after.
Okay, all right. You know what? That's just for
No.
See, that's just for me. That's just for us, y'all. So I'm sorry, y'all hear that later.
I got the records. I just want to make sure I'm releasing it at the right time.
Yeah, that's good.
Because sometimes we just release things just to release it and it doesn't get heard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The support is not there. The marketing is not there.
Yeah.
And I'm really intentional about, how it looks and all of that stuff. Yeah. Quality, like you were speaking about earlier.
You should.
I told you this. My album cover was actually inspired by yours.
Really?
I believe it's
Which project?
The Blessed.
DLSD. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. BLSD.
That Yes,
Wow. I don't remember you telling me
I
that. That's
told
great. I
you,
get to
yes.
you did. Oh, okay.
You
Yeah,
inspired me for sure.
So did you show it to me? Is it out?
Which one?
Yeah.
No, the fond.
Oh, that
like
one.
the colored
You
background.
did tell me that. You did.
Yeah.
You did. And thank you
Yes.
for that. Like, you killed it, because it doesn't look like mine though.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't have known that if you didn't tell me.
That's called inspiration.
Wow. Yeah.
Because some
Exactly.
people
Exactly.
they'll copy the complete thing and put it out. But
bro, there's a difference. We talked about that yesterday too. There's a difference between copying and being inspired. You know?
Right.
So yeah, that's a big thing.
It's about 3 albums out that's copied. We ain't gonna call no names though. Exact replicas of that particular project.
Oh.
But real quick, I got another question for you about that particular album. All right, so it says fond, right? And then it has like do. I think that's the end of it. That's how you pronounce it? But I know it's French, and it means of me, right?
So fond is just to have a liking for.
Okay.
Something, someone, a place. It could be anything. Do, it just means to.
Okay.
Oh.
And fondue just sounded cool.
That does sound cool.
Listen,
yeah, it was just the second part of. I've released 2 EPs.
Okay, so
got it.
When I looked up the word "do" in French, it means of them.
Oh wow!
So you fond of them.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Wow, that is really cool.
That's cool. So some folks probably think that. Some folks probably think that's what the album's called.
Yes. Well, fond. I chose that title because I was in like this season of really wanting to be more fond of myself.
Wow.
I have found myself.
Speak on that. That's
Yeah, I have found myself like focused on, if I'm just honest, guys trying to find this love in I mean, that sounds cliche because everybody talks about that, but it's a real thing.
Yeah, it is.
You get lost in trying to find yourself, the love that you should be giving yourself in somebody else. And that's where I was at with that. You could kind of tell from the lyrical content.
Okay. Yeah, man. I think you can tell too on some of those records. You can hear the vulnerability of you going through that process. And you know, I think that too, a lot of times, a lot of female artists, y'all get to sing about it, but y'all don't get to really talk about it or have a conversation about it. And so that's why when you brought that up, I was like, speak on that, because, you know, sometimes you can get lost.
Yeah.
And that's just me from a male's perspective. I'm not even talking about from yours. Like, you can easily get lost in and lose yourself trying to find this special person and trying to find this special love. So, you know, I'm glad you spoke on that. And so, ladies, y'all, if y'all got questions too, ask her. I'm sure she got some answers.
I got some more questions. I got a couple more questions.
Go ahead.
I want you to speak to the Hype Man record. Because you really talking that talk on that record. So
she talking that stuff.
I really want you to speak to the energy. What energy you was on when you wrote that.
You know, I thought I was going to come on here and just smile and talk about.
You thought this was a church interview. You thought that's what you thought it was. This ain't that.
Yo, I just want to shout out Swag Arcelius. He's an amazing producer. He produced on my album as well. He's Grammy award winning. He's basically another reason why Her is Her.
Wow.
Shout out to you, brother.
Y'all need to work.
To you, man.
I
would love to.
Yeah.
If she say you fired, I know you fired in.
He's fire.
That's what's
He's
up,
actually
pleasure.
Behind my next situation. But anyway.
Come on.
Hype Man.
Yeah,
I wrote that one in the shower.
Okay.
I actually was inspired by SZA.
Wow.
Like, she just has this freedom about telling her story. Like, no matter what, no matter what it's about, it sparks with herself. And I really wanted to be honest about how insecure I was. How I fiend for attention from a male.
Yeah.
To make myself feel better, like to like to like myself. So that's what Hype Man is about. It's just about a dude hyping you up and you just eating it. And some of the stuff is really not even from his heart, but it just feels good in the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Gassing you.
Yeah, the gas.
Get what he wants.
Yeah.
I understand.
And at the end of the day, I really came up short. And I didn't think it would do that. It really tore me apart. I cried actually.
Wow.
I'm crying while I'm recording that record. You can hear it
wow.
at the end if you listen to it.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
that was
that's super dope to hear, because that song, like we said, you talking that talk on there, and to hear the background of that is super dope, and hopefully that inspires some of y'all too, man. Y'all go listen to that song.
Hey,
go listen to
go
that
get
album.
the project.
Yes.
Go get the project,
please.
because listen, Jor'Dan, like I was such a fan of that project. I was like, bro, did you hear this? Like I literally said, like, because I like to listen to music when I'm on road trips, like we traveling, going places. And I'm not gonna lie, I ran it back like 5 times because it's such a quick listen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And a lot of times you don't really get to, digest some of it. But I want that's leading me into my next record, 100 Miles.
Ooh.
Hold on. Before you even say anything, that was like the first single, right? For that project.
Yes, it was.
And me and my wife, we played that song probably a month straight. So about a good 2,500 of them streams was us right here in this house. That song just had me sliding through the house. I just sliding through.
It's such a
with that bass line. And it's the melodies, it's the bass line, the production, the lyrics, everything. Just the way you vocally performed on it, it was just it's still one of my favorite records that you've ever done.
Wow.
So now you can talk about it, but that's my favorite joint. So.
Well, the background to the record is at the time I was really close to this guy who's my best friend.
Yeah.
And I never wanted to be apart from him.
Yeah.
Which is unhealthy.
Yeah.
But it just always felt good. And I mean, on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
Good. So that is kind of like the character of the record, really. You could just listen to it over and over and it just feels good. It feels good. It feels good.
Yep.
And that's what I was in, but it was really unhealthy, actually.
Okay.
It was like an entanglement.
Okay, all right. See, now that's a different. That's like bonding.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you said being with somebody all the time, I was just like, that's not so bad when it's the right person and stuff like that. But when you start getting to being in an entanglement, and you're in bondage, that's different.
What's crazy is, even if it is the right person, being with somebody all the time,
true. That's
healthy.
Yeah.
What are you lacking? What's going on within you that you have
Why
to?
Why can't you be alone just for 5 minutes? Something's
and I never even thought about that actually until y'all just asked me this question. But I didn't realize the negative connotation like under that record. It just
Yeah. No, that makes so much sense, because I love my wife to death. I always want to be around her.
Yeah.
But there's moments that I gotta have my space.
Yes.
We just moved into this house, and I love that I got my own room in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's my baby.
Yeah.
She on the other side of the door though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I totally get it. And that's important that you talk about that too, because that there is something possibly lacking if you have to be around a person and you can't be alone. You feel unfulfilled when you're by yourself.
Right.
And so I think that's dope. And I never knew that's what that song was in reference to. That's cool.
All right. This is my last one, and then we just gonna talk freely after.
For sure.
All right. You gotta get into because everybody done been to the beach before, and everybody done as a kid. We done jumped waves, right? Yeah. And jump waves is so deep, because like everybody done had this feeling like after you leave the beach and you finish, your body still feel that motion, right?
Yeah. So if you've been there too long.
You've been there too long, your body still feel that motion. So I really wanted to I wanted to get into that record if you can. I don't know if it had anything to do with that, but I wanted to get into it.
Cause that was deep. You just making me sound deeper than I really am. That's good.
It's deep. It's deep. I feel like every time I hear what you're writing about, it's got something beyond what we're actually hearing.
Yeah.
And so you telling the story is this perfect example. So tell us.
I love how vulnerable you are, because the thing that I love about your music too, Ajani, is that a lot of females, especially that come from a gospel Christian world, they are so afraid to go deep, and they are so afraid to be vulnerable. And I think vulnerability is what connects with people and what draws people in and make people really connect with your music and who you are.
Yeah, that's fact.
Thank you
Big
so
fact.
much.
Yeah, stay that way.
Thank you. I will. Absolutely. Jumping waves is sort of what you was talking about. Being at the beach, jumping the waves. It's basically talking about a guy playing games with me.
Wow.
Not really taking that deep dive with me, you know, and fully committing. So that's basically what jumping waves is about. Yeah.
Stop playing games.
Yeah, stop trying to avoid this.
It's the way that you say them, though. It's the way that you write it, like jumping waves, and it's the metaphors that you use that are really clever. And you know, sitting down having these conversations, we get to dig deep. And so, can you talk a little bit about folk jumping waves? Like, tell us about the fellas jumping waves, and we may have some answers too, because we may be able to tell you why
that's happening,
or why it shouldn't happen. I want to dig a little deep before we end tonight.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Talk to me.
Jumping waves.
No
jumping waves.
Yeah, like straight up. You know what I'm saying? So I want to hear a question, or if you have a question, or if anybody even listening has a question on jumping waves, I can tell you some reasons why sometimes guys do it. I was a wave jumper for a minute. Look, I know I was a wave jumper. I jumped some waves. I did. And I think that too, in that process, now that I look back, I was trying to figure out, it's crazy because men a lot of times are constantly trying to figure out who they are.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm not making this an excuse for what's happening, but during that process, we are nervous. I'm gonna say of me, I was scared. I was nervous. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, who am I? I'm just trying to figure it out. And my girl at the time was telling me who I was, and then I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure it out. And at the same time, I'm playing her. I'm passing her to the side while I go do other things and figure it out. And now that I look back, you know, that was really childish, and I didn't know who I was. And so, you know, coming back now as an adult, you know, those things are some of the reasons why I did that.
Yeah.
And so I think most men kind of go through that same situation. You kind of explained that happened to you. And first of all, I apologize for all the fellas in the world that's going through trying to figure themselves out, and they hurting people and breaking hearts on the way.
Jordan, let me speak to that too, bro, because I feel like most men, when they meet a woman, especially when she that one, we know, right?
Yeah.
I think the process between knowing and then getting yourself together to be prepared for the woman, because a lot of y'all, man, women, y'all be ready. Y'all mature a little bit more fast than us. Y'all be ready to go.
Wait, don't speak too soon. I don't think we be ready. Yep. As you heard, my whole story was trying to find love instead of finding it like in myself, loving myself, self-love. You know what I'm saying? And I was just going for the crumbs.
Yeah.
So,
no,
for real. And we've been trained to appear as though we are wives. We got baby dolls, we cooking in our little kitchens, and we already wives at 3 years old. You know what I'm saying? So it appears as though we're ready, but I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't. I think I'm more ready now. I still need a little bit of work, but I'm more ready now than I was then. You know. And we put a lot of the weight on you guys, but we need to get ourselves together too.
Come on now. Come on.
The first time I ever heard that from a woman.
Come on. He talking about the first time. This is not the first time. This can't be the first time. This cannot be the first time.
The accountability. I'm just joking, but seriously, like it's so enlightening that you said, like, okay, we're not ready either, and that takes the weight off of us. Because we feel like, all right, bro, we finna get into this relationship. It's gotta be monogamous. We can't, you know, explore the earth no more. That's it. It's over with. Turning the card is over. I gotta be locked into her for the rest of my life. And that's a big decision that a man have to go to. Not only do I gotta take care of her, I gotta provide for her. I gotta have a plan for our life. It's a lot that goes to that. And so when you asking us to commit, that's all the things that's going in our mind. And what's playing on the other side is like, should I commit or should I just stay a bachelor? You know, I don't work real hard. I'm successful finally now. You know, in high school, you know what I'm saying? I was the man, but now like I'm trying to see what that's really like being grown for a little bit. And then, you know, right around that 21 to 25 age is like where people just like, girls like, all right, what we doing? We ain't just dating no more. Like, what we doing? Come on.
That's right, man.
So now a man got to make that decision. He got to be like, all right, man, am I going to just turn my card in and just lock in with somebody? And it's a tough decision to make, but you know, I feel like some people are just, you know, women and female got to come to grips with that because y'all got to make those decisions too.
Yeah.
It's just the one.
Big fact.
Is he the one I want to live? Is he the best I can get? Is this the best I can get?
Yeah, that's facts. I agree. And you know, that's good stuff, Tario, because it's the first time too that I feel that the conversation has been brought up to where both sides are really trying to figure it out. And one definitely gets the blame more than the other. But we're both, you know, and it also depends on where you are in life, what age you are, how old you are then. You know, both of us, me and my girl at that time, we was green. We didn't know nothing. All we knew is we had a puppy love. That's what we knew, you know. And so we were still trying to figure it out. So it's dope to have you on to talk about that, because to hear a woman's perspective is I think everybody online needs to hear that. So that's good stuff.
For sure.
That's good stuff.
I know I said this was my last question before I got one more.
Okay.
All right.
Do church girls love R&B?
Do we?
There she is.
Do we? That project is crazy, by the way.
Thank you.
It's brilliant.
I'm just glad that people are realizing that it's a true statement. And I think that it is. I think a lot of people are afraid to say, but definitely, I think that church girls love R&B, and I'm glad that you're here to say and agree with us. Can you tell us some of your top five? Who's your top five R&B artists? If we put you on the spot, but you know.
R&B. Ooh.
Yes. And if you can't do five, let's do three.
Okay. I definitely love Ari Lennox, y'all.
Oh,
nice. Have you seen her live?
I sure have. I think Ari is amazing. She has an amazing voice too. It's so unique.
Yeah.
You know, and you gotta like art. You have to love unique voices to like her. And she's special. So yeah, she's one of my favorites. Yes,
Ari Lennox. Why did his name just slip my mind? Lord Jesus. He works with D Mile.
Lucky Day.
Oh, you talking about Lucky Day?
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, Lucky.
Lucky Day.
Yes.
Oh, I love Lucky Day. I think he's so fire. What's inspiring is he's 37. He's almost 40. He's pushing.
Yeah.
He's getting up there.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Killing the game. Age don't even matter.
Yeah, he's from New Orleans too.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. He's from my state, so it's pretty dope. Most of the good singers are from down south. So
yes.
Yeah. So, okay, that's number two.
I have to say I pushed it back a little bit so I don't seem so biased, but her is like,
oh, come on,
everything.
She's phenomenal.
Not just because I know her, y'all. Yeah. I wish y'all could hear this girl sing live. Like, this girl is insane.
She's incredible. I got a chance to hear her live when you guys came down to Atlanta, and she's phenomenal. And when I tell you, not just a vocalist, but a musician, like, she plays everything well. Everything that she plays it extremely well. Like, I'm just like, wow, she's like a phenom. Like, I'm like,
alien.
She's from another planet with it, and that's a gift. Like, I pray that on my kids, you know, I pray that on my seeds, man. I want them to play all that stuff. So shout out to her, man. She's incredible. How is it being on tour with her? How is it singing behind her?
It's a dream, mainly because she's literally like the sweetest person.
Yeah.
so humble. I just I don't even get it at times.
Mm-hmm.
She gets in her interviews and says, "Laverne taught me how to sing." I'm like,
what?
are you kidding
Hey,
me?
look, Lorraine taught some folk how to sing. That's
Come
She's
on.
what it
like
is. Shoot.
so humble,
Yeah.
willing to give props wherever. She let me open for her tour.
Yeah.
Which was a dream to me. My first opening tour was theaters, bro.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
I said, what?
Yeah.
That's huge.
That don't happen for everybody.
No.
That don't happen at all, Jay. Unless you sign.
Yeah.
For you to be on
Facts.
That don't happen.
I got my live show tracked.
Yeah.
Had the band on the track, you know, and it worked out beautifully. So it's a blessing singing behind her. She's like my sis for real.
Yeah.
So it's like
my
sister.
I heard she's really sweet, really humble.
Really
is. She's a great person to be on the road with and work with.
Yeah.
And is that's dope to hear, man. Especially somebody that talented. You're used to them being a jerk. And to hear that she's humble and a sweet girl like that. When I met her too, I felt it. I was like, oh, she is a sweetheart. You know, folk with talent like that usually walking with a big head, man. So shout out to her, man.
And she's a boss.
She's dope.
But I've never heard her raise her voice. She's never cursed anyone out.
Yeah.
Like,
when she probably should have.
Oh, baby. Right. She's easy.
Super dope.
Yeah.
Super dope. All right. Tario, if that's it.
I ain't got no more questions, but okay. on the way out though, I want y'all to kind of talk about what the people are gonna be getting in New York at the Church Girls Love R&B live experience. What they
gotta buy tickets to see. Come on now. Come on.
But listen though. Can you give them something like? And when I say something, I don't mean like sing right now. I'm saying like tell them, because I hate when people do that. We're not doing that. But what I'm saying is, if you can kind of let them know what they will be experiencing from you, I feel like you should definitely do a couple of your joints from your album, and kind of talk about what you think the show will be like from your experience. Like, what you gonna be doing?
See, I don't know what other people experience from me. Mm-hmm. However, I do know that I'm a firecracker on stage, like complete opposite of what I am right now.
All right.
And I hope that people are inspired for real to love themselves more. You know what I'm saying? That's my biggest thing. I want people to walk away with a message, not just hearing a song. And I know that's like churchy, but I'm really serious about that. I want people to feel better after hearing. And many people have told me that, they get the message and their lives are changed after hearing the music. So, but we're gonna have a good jam time. I'm
gonna tell you this.
Be a good time.
I feel like people's lives can be changed from the music that you have out now, and also from the music that you've done before.
Thank you.
Just because it's not in a certain genre doesn't mean that there's a message. And that the message is missing. And so even with the music that you still write today, your R&B stuff, it has a message. And it's something there to inspire someone. It's also something in your lyrics to make you feel like you're not alone with what you're going through. And so I think your music is beautiful. I think it's perfect. It's been an amazing time having you on with us. So give it up for my sister one time, y'all.
Thank you.
Hey, Jor'Dan, before we head out, let's give them the rundown of the tour dates and, where they can go get tickets at and everything like that.
Drop those dates. So I'm going to say the city and you tell us the dates. Can we do that?
I got you.
All right. We got New York City.
January 4th.
Yes. We got Philadelphia.
January 6th.
All right. And then we have
any city. Go in the city. Chicago. There we go. Chicago, January 11th.
Okay, you just take it because I don't know anymore.
Chicago, January 11th. Detroit, January 12th.
Yeah.
Dallas, Texas, January 20th. Houston, Texas, January 21st. And we're finishing the tour out in Atlanta, Georgia on January 4th. January 24th. Sorry. Yeah. January 24th. So hit the link in Jor'Dan's bio. Make sure y'all go get those tickets. We want to see y'all. In New York, we're going to have Artistry there. She's going to be in full force. Yeah. So y'all make sure y'all go get the tickets, all right?
Let's go.
And check this out, too. I'm gonna shout out everybody that's on this tour with me, and even in the past dates. My brother Tim Bowman Jr. Did DC for me. Philadelphia is my brother Jermaine Dolly. In Dallas, Texas, I got Jabari Johnson and my brother Adrian Butler. In Detroit, I had to get my sister Kiara Shears doing that date with me. And am I missing any city right now? Any artists?
We got an special announcement for Chicago.
We do. Chicago's coming up, so y'all stay tuned for who's coming with me to Chicago. It's gonna be amazing. But again, yes, and of course, New York City. We got my sister who's here with us today. She's gonna be shutting it down on January the 4th.
We forgot about Houston. We did forget about Houston.
Oh yeah, Houston. I have Asia. I'm sorry. Aja. Yes, Aja's going to be in the building too. She's an amazing singer from a wonderful group, the Walls Group. So I think this, I got some good singers on this one, y'all. Look, I picked a lot of my favorite people too. These are like all my favorite artists and they get a chance to hit the road with me on some of these dates. I think it's a blessing. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to you again, sis. Everybody go listen to her music. Stream it right now.
Thanks,
it's out on all platforms. And make sure y'all follow her too. Show some support. And fellas, I don't know, she might be single right now.
Don't do it.
She might be single right now. So leave
I'm married
her alone.
to the Lord.
All right, that's it. Look, she married to God. So she ain't trying to backslide. All right. So but anyway, yeah, love y'all. Thank y'all so much for tonight. Tario CQ Management, thank you for being in the building. And I just want to say thank y'all so much and shout out to everybody who tuned in. Love y'all. Good.